My name is Coleman Smith, and as you're aware, this is the Keep Space for Peace Week, a week of international protest against nuclearization and weapons in space, generated by Global Network, Global Network Against Weapons and Nuclear Power in Space. And tonight we're going to have Ken Ashe speak about his trip to Jeju, South Korea. To stand in solidarity and to observe, for the most part, he can tell you all of what he did, with the villagers and the people of South Korea who are do not want the U.S. military to build a gigantic naval base at this beautiful place for generations and generations that have maintained a lifestyle and is somewhat sacred to them, and it's pretty much the American empire going in and taking this as they will. Ken can give you many details. He was asked to go over there as part of an international peace mission. And I don't think you got arrested, did you?
I did not. No.
You did not. And you can talk about, I would hope that you would talk to people about, just the spirit and the energy of the South Korean people. We appreciate y'all coming in and being here pretty much on time. And Claire Hanrahan and I are like field organizers for one group that's sponsoring here, the New South Network of War Resistors. We also have as co-sponsored Veterans for Peace Chapter 99, Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, and Western North Carolina Physicians for Social Responsibility. So y'all should all give yourselves a really big hand. There is one small change in the schedule. When we scheduled this out with the library, we understood that we would be here from 7 to 9. We got a call yesterday that they got to close this thing at 8. So Ken's going to speak for a little while, and he has a slideshow, he has his presentation, and then we're going to take a break. We were able to arrange for us to be able to show the movie for those who would like to stay at Havana's, which is just a block and a half out the front door of the library. And so when the time comes, Claire is going to be facilitating after I step back and go over to Havana's. And we'll take the appropriate break at the right time after some Q&A, and then we'll just like do a little exercise and go over there. And
about 7:45 would be optimal.
7:45 to 8 o'clock. And when we get over there, that's what we'll do. Okay, so
I like that.
Ken Ashe, thank you very much.
Thank you, Coleman.
Let's get to
I'm Kenneth Ashe. I'm a member of Veterans for Peace, Chapter 99. I was asked by Bruce Gagnon, the director of the Global Network for Peace in Space, if I would like to go to South Korea to witness the struggle of the people of Gangjeong village on the Jeju Island and be in support of theirs and learn more about their struggle against this base. They've been protesting against the building of this base for at least 6 years now. And they are out there tirelessly every day blocking the entrance to the gates, and the police have to come out and drag them away. But they know that this will, building this base here will totally change their way of life. Their village will be wiped out. Everything that's been precious to them will be gone if this base is built. This is a tourist map of Jeju Island, self-governing place. This is up is north. This is Jeju City, the main harbor. This is just on the south side of the main Korean peninsula up there. And the main city on the south side is Soetbo, which is about here, and then Gangjeong village is over here, I believe. So just a little to the west of it.
How big is the island, Ken?
Pardon me?
How big is the island?
The island is approximately 30 miles across the small part and 60 miles long. It's not a small island, a decent size anyway.
How far is it from the mainland?
That's a good question. I believe it's about 60 miles. Now this is a more close-up thanks to Google Earth, I just went on the internet and found this. This is Suepo, the big city of the region. This is the soccer stadium in the main town area. Suepo Harbor over here. And where this river is coming down, this is where the Navy base is being built, right in here. And this is the main road coming down from the village, and this is Gangjang Village right here. This is the main intersection. That's all it is, just one main road and one road coming across this way. It's not a big village. All of this shaded in part here, this is all a bunch of greenhouses. They're fishing, of course, they're on the ocean and there's fishing boats, and they are also farmers mostly. They grow a lot of citrus fruit. They are famous, the Jeju tangerines, it's a large part of their income. So this gives you some idea that this island's a volcanic island. The lava flow down into the river, and there's a lot of lava basaltic rock. Oh, this is the picture I want to see. Yeah. This river right here, pristine, clear water. You could drink right out of it. These people are in love with their environment, and they take real good care of their land. And they are proud of what a nice place they've got. These waters down here, perhaps maybe some of you have ever heard of the diving women. There's the older women who are looking for income. They dive for sea life to sell at market, collect crabs and crabs and so forth off the sea bottom, and they so respect their environment. They're concerned when scuba gear became available, and people started talking about, well, you could go down and really do a killing on the ocean floor gathering up stuff. They refused to wear scuba gear because they knew they would start over harvesting on the ocean bottom. And so they stayed with their old traditional methods. The naval base now goes from about here. This bridge is where most of the protesting goes. This is the main road entrance into the construction area. The construction area goes back about this big of an area now. Is where that construction area is.
How many acres is it?
How many acres? I don't know. It's big. It's just to guess, I'd say at least 100 acres. And now they are talking about wanting to expand it because they've decided they have to provide housing for more military personnel than what they thought they would have. They were planning for about 6,000 military personnel. Now they're thinking about maybe 7,000 military personnel. This base is officially called for civilian and military use. Well, it's being built big enough to take one nuclear air carrier, which of course the Korean Navy doesn't have one of those. Nuclear-powered submarines can dock there, and the Korean military doesn't have one of those either. Aegis cruiser missile defense ships, and but it's being built supposedly by the Korean Navy. Samsung is the principal contractor on the job. I guess right down here, a little off the map, is Tiger Island. We'll probably get a picture of that in just a little bit. Here's the fence around the base, and the people of the town have made their statements about how they feel about it. Okay. Now this area in Gangjang Village, It's not a natural harbor. It's really unsuitable for a deep water harbor for big naval facilities. But they tried to site this thing at several other villages, and all those villagers kicked them out. And when they finally settled on Kamchong, they just made up their mind that that's where they were going to do it, and the villagers protested, and it's not doing any good anymore. These are concrete, not tetrapods, quadrupods. They're four-legged little ship. They're about 8 foot tall. These concrete building blocks, they just throw them all together into the ocean to create. So there's concrete trucks constantly going into the base construction area. I was wondering what the heck that building was for. That's a mighty heavy steel for just a hangar or something, tall and heavy steel. I just saw a picture on the internet this morning. They've got 2 great big cranes up on it too, building some big infrastructure. There's some more of those quadrupods there.
What is done with those? They're just left there and then soil put over them, or
Pardon?
what? They're filling in the harbor?
They're
Is that
just
it?
filling in, making breakwaters.
Oh.
They are putting these massive caissons out in the water to start making foundations for building piers and breakwaters on. They had a typhoon come in just a few months before I visited. I visited last August, September last year, just about a year ago. And the typhoon had just come through a few months earlier. These caissons are something like 200,000 tons and cost about $5 million a piece. Well, the typhoon had broken three of them loose off the ocean floor, destroyed them. So, it's not a natural harbor. They're having to create something where, totally man-made.
How many people live in that village, and how many of those are engaged in, there's Tim Pluto.
About 1,500 people live in the village, mostly farmers and fishermen. Yes, Tim Pluto, my friend Tim Pluto, he helped found Chapter 99 here in Asheville. He is now living in South Korea, and he greeted me when I got there and accompanied me on the trip. He's now teaching English at one of the universities in the Seoul area, and that's Regina. She was kind of our guide while we were there. She speaks passable English, and she's an international activist. She protested the Vieques testing range in Puerto Rico. She went to Vieques, and so she gets around quite a bit. These are some of the basaltic rocks right there at the Gangjeong seashore line. Another picture of just how massive all this construction is. My camera didn't focus well there. I just wanted to let you know that, yes, I was there. See, and that's Tiger Island. You can see how close it is. Tiger Island's only about a mile offshore. Well, Tiger Island is a designated UNESCO Wildlife Reserve, natural wonder. UNESCO is United Nations Environmental something. And so the area that is designated as this area for preserving the unique wonders of nature is going to be right in the path of the ships coming into the harbor. And these deep water aircraft carriers are going to be just churning up the water right through this area. The harbor where the base is home to several different threatened species, these red-footed crabs, a smallmouth frog, and soft coral. Some of the, well, actually the largest bodies of soft coral in the world, and most diverse, most abundant soft corals in the world are being destroyed for this naval base here. Yeah, it's a shame. Beautiful island. Just as an aside, when the Mongols owned Korea many centuries ago, the Korean people chased the Mongols all the way to the south of Korea onto Jeju Island, and then chased them onto Jeju Island and chased them all the way over to the Tiger Island, and finally corralled them there and exterminated whatever Mongols were left. So that's an interesting little bit of history there. Yeah, this is that main gate I was telling you about. That pristine river is just right off to the left there. This is looking south towards the ocean. The village people and people protesting set up chairs. Here a while back, they were having to do it 24 hours a day. The construction schedule went to 24 hours. And they were having to try to keep this protest and blockade up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They backed off on the construction again now to just a regular daytime schedule. But they sit out here and block the entrance until the lineup of trucks, the cement trucks, comes in, and here they are sitting again. This woman right here with the green plastic shoe, the policemen who were arresting her one day stepped all over her foot and broke her foot, and so that's why she's got it bandaged up. But they keep on going. They are undeterred. There are currently 3 people in prison for having been arrested.
How long are they being held?
The longest sentence is 18 months.
Jeez.
It was his 4th arrest. So they were a little harder on him. Here is the phalanx of policemen coming in to arrest the protesters. Here are all the buses back here that they came in. They don't mess around, you know. There's 10 protesters and 150 policemen. There's no doubt about who's going to be in charge. But they come over and well, it's kind of training for their police academy. These are all young, inexperienced, and so they get a little experience with police action by coming down and messing with the Gongchong villager protest. Here they come. They're going to move in on the, let's see, police on both sides of the bridge. Okay, now, this was really interesting. While we were there were 4 Americans there when I was there. Me and Tim Pluta, Regis Tremblay, the guy who produced the documentary movie that we're going to see later this evening, and a woman, Christina, from Hawaii, and who were staying in the village anyway. There was another woman from Hawaii also who was at this IUCN, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, is IUCN. It's a United Nations sanctioned body, the largest and oldest standing nature conservancy organization. And they were having their big conference. They only have a conference every 4 years, and they happen to be having their conference on Jeju Island, about 6 miles from the village, right at this time. This woman from Hawaii, who is she's a Korean American, a lawyer, now working in public relations. She found out about this conference coming to the island, and she finally dug up a list of attendees conference attendees who are going to be at the conference, started bombarding them with emails, and stirred up a bunch of interest in what was happening at this naval base, building this naval base here. And a lot of people were very interested. What is going on? Okay. Well, the host country, South Korea, is hosting this affair. In diplomatic terms, you don't create trouble for your host. So the IUCN is a unique sort of an organization. When they vote on an issue, it must pass the governmental organizations vote as one block, and the non-governmental organizations vote as another block. And both parts must approve any motion coming out of the conference. So this woman did quite a bit of organizing, getting the whole thing going, and got this conference thing. I'd like to get the pictures of the conference. Well, but let me stay with this. They were being particularly polite while we were there about arresting these people, and very gentle, and not wanting to make any kind of a big scene. Nobody got arrested. They were handling people gently because there was, about 2,000 foreigners there at that conference, and there were all us Americans who were observing, and so they didn't want to get too much bad publicity that way. So here they are. They were carrying everybody away, and they would clear the road, and then the whole line, they wait till there were about 15 cement trucks all lined up ready to come in, and then they clear everybody out of the way. Let those 15 come in, and the other 15 that were empty come out. The cement company was telling Samsung, there's the lineup of cement trucks, the cement company told Samsung that they were going to have to raise their rates because all the wait time, they were having to wait on the road, wait for the police to come clear the place and all, and it was costing them a lot of money. So if these people weren't doing anything else, they were increasing the cost of building this space. And of course, that's one way to get them to quit doing it. Get their pocketbook. There's the trucks inside waiting to come out. Get out, Navy. No more wars. What for? Who for? The Korean people are not fooled. They know that this base is for the United States Navy. They can say that it's a civilian military project, that it's the Korean Navy that's building it. They can say whatever they want to. They know it's for the American military. Peace is the way, folks. They know that. The villagers, the people that we worked with, that we stayed with while we were there, the most lovely, kind people. This is a meeting of their International Communications Committee. There's Regina Song Yi, the woman right behind Regina. She is an artist who studied in Boston, and she speaks passable English. This woman right here, she is married to an American. And this young lady right here, I'm pretty sure that is Emily. She was from Taiwan. Young woman from Taiwan. She came to visit a friend in Korea, and she found out about what was going on. And she had been there for over a year at that time. And about 4 months ago, she was arrested and deported. Any foreigners who get arrested at this protest are deported back to their own country. The Koreans don't, in fact, particularly care for foreign people meddling in their affairs. So the International Communications Committee, they put out a publication monthly. That fellow right there, his picture's a little blurry, but believe it or not, he's 75 years old. He's a musician, plays beautiful music. He plays the organ in one of the big churches in Slidewhow. His wife runs a restaurant that we went to that night. Okay, here we come to the World Conservation Congress. The IUCN is the leading international body for conservation and holds its Conservation Congress every 4 years. In the early part of September 2012, they met on Jeju Island, the Peace Island. Jeju Island is also known as the Women's Island because after the massacre of 1947, there were not very many men left on the island. And so it was mostly women who lived there. And we're confronted with an important issue that I have not yet considered, the building of a naval base and the impending destruction of natural treasures. There is the Jeju Island Convention Center. You see all the solar panels down along there. Koreans use a lot of propane in their vehicles, propane fueled taxi cabs and so forth. And just to let you know, there's vegans in Korea too. The Korean Vegan Society. Who would have thought, huh? Here's me and Christina outside of the conference center while this IUCN conference was going on, holding up a sign, letting the attendees know that we were against the base being built there. Another shot of the main entrance. This is common in Korea. In Korea, they do bows. They bow in respect and pray to their gods. And the plan this day was to do 1,000 bows, 10 sets of 100 bows in front of the convention center. They got through, I think, 400 bows before the results of the vote came in. The NGOs voted at least 65% to make a statement that the IUCN is against the building of this base. The NGOs, the governmental organizations voted that they did not want to make that statement, with at least half of the governmental organizations abstaining. They would not say, because they didn't want to say, we don't want the bases built, but they didn't want to offend the host country either. So that's how that vote went. And after the vote came in, they cut off the bowing procedure at that point. Before they started doing this, these guys, mostly women in the yellow shirts here, were dancing. They start playing music and just start dancing, and they're having a joyous time and celebrating. Their spirit of resolve and peace and love and determination was amazing to me. It was really something. There's Paco down on that far end, married to this gal right here. Him there. They decorate one of the statues out in front. Oh, and the south side of Jeju Island is also home to a small pod of Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphin. About 100 dolphin, and their habitat is going to be.
There's abalone too.
The only pod in that part of the world. Songyi again, and that's the woman from Hawaii who organized the IUCN protest to get the motion onto the floor. They had a heck of a time within the conference to even get that motion to the floor to vote on it. It took the Korean government and the event organizers pulled every procedural trick they could to block that motion, but they finally were able to get the motion onto the floor for a vote. But she's the one who spearheaded that whole effort and made it happen. This fellow was really interesting, a nice guy. He's from the Philippines, and he was running for a seat. He went up to get a seat in a leadership position within the IUCN. And his brother was there with him. Him and his brother do this together. And he gave us a lot of hope. And he came out and said, "Oh, no, you people, the motion may not have passed, but you got a real victory here. You know, you really accomplished something by even coming as close as you did." And he says, "This isn't the end of it. We can carry this idea now to the United Nations and get more pressure on the Korean government because of what you've been able to do today." So he was a real interesting fellow, and real helpful, real positive. That's Regina. Always cheerful, always friendly. Main Street, Don John Village. It's just a shot of the shops.
What time of year did you go?
Pardon me?
What time of year did you go?
It's in September,
Looks like fall.
and they're in the northern hemisphere, so same, it's fall, or going on towards fall. The weather was real nice, real pleasant. We had a little bit of rain while I was there, just to give you a show. And there's some of the houses across the street from the little hotel we were staying at. Quite interesting. They mostly sleep on the floor. They don't have beds as such usually. And the floor is heated where in your sleeping area. So this the hotel had a cooking area for the guests staying there. And the only furnishings in the place was a TV. And the bathroom doesn't have a shower as such. It's all tile, and you just have a handle, shower handle that you can shower off, just standing in the middle of the bathroom. Kind of interesting. It works, They do have hot and cold running water and flush toilets and electricity and all. I just had to get shot at. This horse must be the villager's pet horse. He stands out there, and from the main mess tent where the protesters all community mess hall they take all the scraps and feed the horse. The miniature horse.
Fat little miniature horse.
Sigpo Harbor, that's a small island cross and this beautiful bridge. They have pride in what they do, and they put beauty into their architecture. And you see these little fellas up all over the place, the volcanic rock on the island. They little good luck charm, and these little good luck charm guys are all over the place. You see them commonly. Okay, that is the slideshow. And
So
so
those,
any questions?
yeah.
Yeah. Get me talking. I can talk.
Well, the movie, which is The Ghost of Jeju, will be showing over at the Havanas, which is at the lower edge of the Battery Park Apartments. It's just a walk around the corner.